Hey guys, Chris Morgan here with Team Magikarp, and we've had a couple requests for my Durant deck that I showed on the channel, and so I figured I would go ahead and show you guys what was in the deck. It's a pretty typical Durant build. I won't. There's nothing special about it. There's definitely some changes I would make now that I played it, but I'll give you guys my list and then my recommendations. So starting out, you got our two Durachis. You got our one Shaman. This is all just to smooth out the deck. Get the supporters we need when we need them, and to fill our hand back up in case we need that. The Durachis are searchable by level ball, so that makes it really good. We have no way to search out our Shaman, but you kind of need these cards just to make things more consistent, run smoothly. But what you need to remember is that these right here, these are your liability guys. These are easy to pick off the bench, and it makes what you're wanting your opponent to do is play a longer game, and this shortens the game down significantly. So if two of these are out, you're in jeopardy of losing if they can get any energy acceleration out and just make some attacks and get some hits and kills. So be careful with these. Next we have the main the deck, the Durant. So we got 4 of them, so we can max out, because that's going to be a 1 card for each Durant that you have in play. So you want to make sure you have all 4. Really changes things around. One of these gets prized because it slows you down significantly. We also got the Bumblebee. This is good for 2 reasons. One, it's not a Durant, so if it gets knocked out, you don't have to worry about your Durant count going down. 2, it can mill twice, and 3, it puts things back in your deck. Sometimes you'll be forced to discard things you don't want to discard. This gets them back. So this guy he's multiple use. I like him a lot. Let's see. Now for the cards that aren't our Pokemon, we've got 2 Steel Shelters, and that's just more or less to keep you from being put to sleep or poison. Very useful. We've got 4 Recycles. The Recycle is pretty much there. It's a catch-all. It gets everything back in the deck. You can use it to get energy back if you need it that turn. You can use it to get back anything. It is a coin flip, so it's not 100%, but it's good for what it does, and it gets back a lot of just about everything that you could ever want. We got 1 Super Rod. That way we can get our basic energies and our Durants back in the deck if we have to. It's another way to keep us from decking out if our opponent's playing like a mill strategy as well. We've got 2 Revives. Revive to put back out our Durants once they get knocked out. It's an easy way to keep things on the bench and keep that build up even when we're taking knockout. Because remember, our opponent's losing cards at a faster rate than they're getting their prize cards, so that's what we want to keep at. We do run the 2 Floatstone. I'm a little iffy on those. I like them, but these I'm definitely already thinking about switching out for Rescue Scarf, because I like the idea of just getting my Durant back and not have to rely on Revive and things like that. We also run a set of Head Ringers here just to slow my opponent down. The name of the game when you're playing this is to keep them off energy, keep them from attacking by as much time as you can, so that you're just milling away at their deck, or you're making them waste of resources, and you want them to use their Junipers and things like that. They have to find resources that they need, like energies, things like that, so that way they're helping mill through their deck too. We also have Life Dew. That's the A spec in the deck. Life Dew is only in here to give you a unfair prize exchange with your opponent. So if they're knocking stuff out, they're not getting a prize, and this is good. This is also really good to put on like your Jirachi or something like that. If you have to run a couple of them out, this just makes sure that they can't take easy prizes. Thinking about getting an Echo Arm in here just for these and a couple other things that I like, so we'll see if we can find some space for that. I've got the 4 VS Seekers. That's just standard in everything now. You can be a little risky and run 3, but 4 is the way to go, and I don't see myself deviating much from that ever. Occasionally I might go down to 3, but 4 seems best. If anything, I would cut a supporter, because this is just basically another supporter. We've got the 4 Trick Shovels, and this is basically just to speed up the deck a little bit. Helps you get rid of things, especially if you see your opponent tuck something on top of their deck. Maybe they played their own a recycle or something like that. That helps get rid of it. Now we're into our controlling aspect here. We've got our 2 enhanced hammers, and we got our 2 crushing hammers, because like I said, we want to make sure our opponent can't do anything, because that allows our Durants to attack freely and keep milling and not get knocked out. Is really good, because we don't want to give our opponent easy prizes, because like I said, the Jirachis and the Shaman, if they're on the bench, after a couple of Durants go down, those are just easy picking for a Lysander. And where you're milling them, if you're not hitting their VS Seekers and their Lysanders at the same time in the discard, then one of those is going to pop up, and they've got easy access, if it's a VS Seeker, to grab whatever you milled into their deck or their graveyard. We've got our level balls. We run 4 of them. It grabs everything in the deck except for the Shaman. The Shaman's at 110. Everything else is 90 or less. The Shaman is not exactly critical in this deck as much as the Jirachis are, because you want to hit, there's certain supporters you want to hit at just the right time. To help dig for some of those supporters and some of the other item cards we've looked at, we've got the 4 Trainers Mails. So we run those. And those just make sure that we get some extra digging power. It lets us put things back with recycle that maybe we don't want to draw right now, so we can recycle, put it on top, and then we can try to mail it away back into the deck. Things like that. Let me get some of this out of the way. We built up quite a pile here. Got see our supporters. We're on 2 Junipers. Where we these, we don't have to run 4 in this deck, because a lot of our stuff we don't want to discard, because we have very few energies and we have very few creatures and things like that. So we want to make sure that we're not discarding aimlessly, but this is still probably your best drawer in the deck. We do have Colress, but to me, I didn't feel like I was getting as much with Colress, because people weren't playing down as much stuff. So unless I had a full bench and they had out at least one more bench Pokemon, I really wasn't getting too much. We got Flare Grunts just for added energy disruption. We got Zerosic, goes ahead and takes care of more energy disruption, or an item if we have to, but most of the time we're knocking off DCs with that. The last support we got in the deck is and like I said in another video, it seems kind of counterintuitive that you're playing a deck where you want to mill them out, and yet you're putting cards back in their deck. But as I said, there's a lot of stuff in this deck you don't want to discard, and this N is your best friend, because you're always going to be drawing 6, and that's fine. You're going to be shuffling in stuff that you don't need at the time and looking for answers. That's pretty much it. And then when you're near the end of the game, if for some reason there's another mill strategy being run against you, this puts your stuff back in your deck. So that's always good too. Alright, last part of the deck is the energy. We run 3 basics and 3 of the special energy. Now, this would be my suggestion going forward after playing 1 tournament with it, is I would cut these. There was never a time that came up where 10 damage, or a reduction of 10 damage was going to save me from being knocked out. There was, however, every single game, an enhanced hammer or a Zerosic that knocked these off. I feel much better if we're just running, regular metal energies. Those are energies that we can cycle back into our deck. We can't even play these on our Bumblebee if they come up. So to me, these are gone, and I would just go with a total of 7 metal, and I would call it at that. And if they're going to Team Flare Grunt you or Crushing Hammer, I'll take my chances with that over a guaranteed Zerosic or Enhanced Hammer. So that would be me. The next thing I would probably try to get in this deck is, for sure, Rescue Scarf. I think it's pretty important just being able to get your Durants back, put them straight down on the bench, and not rely on Revive as much. Revive's good, but this would just be an easy way to get them straight back. Let's see. Any other suggestions I would make? I may drop 1 Enhanced Hammer and bump it up to a total of 4 Crushing, and I may actually just find room to add 1 more Team Flare Grunt. That way we're maxing out on ways to knock energies off, because that's pretty much what you want to do every turn, is knock the energy off and keep them from being able to attack. So if you guys have any questions about the deck, just feel free to comment me. I've got another video going up, a match that I played against Metal Rayquaza. It may already be up. I'm not sure how my upload order is going to go, but I do have a match with that. Unfortunately, I only have, it was a best 2 out of 3, but we only had enough room on the iPad to record one game. So we done that, and I got it. And it's a pretty good match. I'll have a lot of tips in and things for run the deck, but for sure, like I said, if I was to play it again, I'm definitely going to cut those energies, and I'm definitely going to run some rescue scarves. So give it a try that way. See what you guys think. If you guys have a better list and you want to share it with me, I'd much appreciate that, because I'm not the world's best deck builder by any means. I rely on DJ and a couple of other guys to really help set me up with decks that I need. I can play really well, but as far as actual construction of decks, I'm pretty mediocre when it comes to that. I don't care to admit that. So, but when you have a good team around you and they're built to help you with decks and things like that, you feel a lot more confident going into tournaments, and that's what we do. And I feel like my record speaks for itself when it comes to tournaments. So, but like I said, got any comments, leave them below. We'd appreciate it if you guys like what you see. Subscribe, share us with your friends, and that's it, guys. Peace out. Keep on splashing.